the official POGcast episode. This will probably be our last episode as we are nearing the end of our IB Diploma International Baccalaureate. I can't even say the word, but let's get on with this episode. So today we are going to be focusing on Premier League fixtures for the next week. We're going to be predicting them, and we're going to be predicting the final Premier League table from this point of the season. Just trying to see who gets the closest. Obviously, we have to go out in fashion, and the podcast boys are going to do that. So, without further ado, let's get into it. So, if one of you could just open the Premier League fixtures as I am on the Meet screen and just read them out for us, we can go one or put them in the chat one by one. That would be much appreciated, and then we can go one by one predicting. Sorry we didn't plan this earlier, guys. This is bad on Adrian's part. I'm very sorry for his incompetence, but it's okay. We have to deal with it.
So let's just go through some of the fixtures. I'll run you through them. So on match day 20.
Sorry, guys. I tried to swipe. Sorry, guys. Sorry, this episode is still going on.
Game week, so there's
we can just say like
Liverpool.
No, guys, we're continuing the episode. It is not paused, so can we please say the fixtures? I accidentally left.
It is a double game week, as Krish mentioned, but I'll go through the match day 26 fixtures first.
Yes.
So we have West Ham versus Newcastle, Arsenal versus Brentford, Brighton versus Burnley, Liverpool versus Norwich, Southampton versus Everton, Aston Villa versus Watford, Crystal Palace versus Chelsea, Man City versus Tottenham, and Leeds versus United.
Okay.
And Wolves versus.
So let's just go one by one per fixture. Just give who do you think is going to win and a short reasoning. So Tristan, could you repeat the first fixture again?
Yes, so the first fixture is West Ham Newcastle.
Okay, so in my opinion, I think Newcastle is going to take this one out. Obviously, West Ham are doing well on the table, but Newcastle, just their new signings, and I think they're building the chemistry up, which is going to be a key factor. Obviously, the chemistry is not as high as West Ham, but I think their team is much better. So I think Newcastle will edge it out. Next, Adrian.
So I think it's obvious it's going to be West Ham. I don't know what Arjun is saying, but if Bourne can continue his strong form, then Newcastle won't stand a chance. I mean, obviously Newcastle beating Aston Villa 1-0, but honestly, I think Aston Villa just had a bad game, and yeah.
Mr. Lashman, may you go?
I definitely think West Ham are going to take this one as well. Their team is very strong, sitting in fourth place right now, and they're going to win this one.
And Tristan?
Yeah, I agree with what they said. I think West Ham will come out on top. They've been very good this season. I don't even think it's been a surprise, so I think they'll continue with their good form, and they beat Newcastle quite easily.
Okay. All valid opinions, although I think mine is right, the only correct one. Tristan, may you say the second game of the game week?
Yes, the second game is Arsenal-Brentford.
Arsenal-Brentford. I will go first and just say this. Obviously, Brentford beat Arsenal at the start of the season, which was a 2-0 loss to Arsenal. This is quite disappointing to see for myself. Obviously, I would say Arsenal is my favorite club after Lionel Messi. Lionel Messi is a club by himself because he's just that good. But I think Arsenal's going to edge this one out. Obviously, at the start of the season, Arsenal were performing terribly, didn't have that chemistry. But now they built it up. The defense, Ramsdale's back there doing the mad ting saves, you know what I'm saying? It's just a mad ting going on back there. And we also have Gabriel. Yeah, he's too good as well. I'm not going to name everyone in the Arsenal team who's good, but I'm just going to say Arsenal's going to take this one. Mr. Bodran.
And Mr. Adrian. Yeah.
So I think, again, the stronger side, Arsenal, we're going to take this. Obviously, I think because Ivan Toney is obviously injured so far. So, and Toney is obviously carrying Brentford with the shots. Not that he's scoring any, but I don't think Brentford are capable of creating the chances enough to beat Arsenal. So I think Arsenal's going to win 3-0. Easy.
I have to agree with both of you, and that Arsenal will take this one. I think Brentford are a pretty weak side now they've shown, even though they did bring in Christian Eriksen, who is a brilliant player, and he could cause some damage. But I think Arsenal are going to take this one.
And
Yeah, I also
Sidwell.
agree.
Oh, Arsenal. Okay, and can you now repeat the next fixture? Thank you very much.
The next fixture is Brighton-Burnley.
Brighton-Burnley. I think this one will either. Actually, no. I think Brighton will edge it out 1-0 victory to Brighton. Obviously, Burnley have been on shocking form recently. They've been getting some scummy draws nonetheless. I just think Burnley will have a strong defense, but they will let in one goal. Just anytime throughout the match, it will come, and obviously their strike force is not very good, so I don't think anything will happen. Even with Weghorst, nothing's gonna happen.
So obviously we know that Burnley only gets these scummy draws when they're at home and at Turf Moor because their ground is obviously just next level terrible. However, just because they're away and they're against Brighton, who's only lost 4 games, I think Brighton are going to edge this.
I have to disagree. I'm sorry. I think Burnley had a very good performance against Liverpool, dominating the majority of the game, I have to say. And 2 great draws against Arsenal and United, but Watford was a bit disappointing. I think Burnley are going to win this one, even though Brighton have only lost 4 times. Weghorst is going to score, and the score is going to be 2-0 to Burnley.
Yeah, I think the most likely result is going to be a draw. Looking at both teams, this season Brighton has had 12 draws, which is one of the most out of all the Premier League teams playing this season. And I think that especially against a team like Burnley that only park the bus and barely even leave their own half, I think that they're very likely to sit back. And not to say their defense is bad, but I'm expecting a game where Brighton will be quite dominant on the ball, trying to get toward the goal. However, they will not be able to score, and I'm anticipating a 0-0 draw. So I think both teams will take 1 point, and that's a good result for Burnley, I think. But for Brighton, they could be looking at a bit better.
Sorry, unrelated question. Chris Lushman what is the game Brighton have? Okay, yes, everyone watches Burnley because we've all watched Burnley vs. So Burnley vs Man United, we all watched that. Burnley vs Arsenal, we also watched that, and Burnley vs Burnley and Liverpool vs Burnley. Why am I saying Burnley vs Burnley? But yes, Chris Lushman what is the only game Burnley's won this season? I'm actually just genuinely curious. Which is the one game they've won?
3-1 against Brentford.
3-1 against Brentford. Okay. Tristan, could you repeat the next fixture?
Yes, so the next fixture is Liverpool-Norwich.
This one has got to be the Liverpool. Norwich are just shocking. They're losing. Although they have been winning games and getting more points than Burnley, it's... Sorry, I got a message from my mother. But, yes, Liverpool will obviously dominate this game. Liverpool have been in amazing form. They've won 1-0 against a team that parks the bus the whole game, which is pretty impressive. Or was it 2-0? Even I don't know, because I didn't watch that game, because that was a team that parks the bus. But anyway, yeah, I just think also added in with Norwich's form, they're going to win. I mean, I'm not Norwich, sorry. Liverpool going to win. Norwich's form is terrible. They've been losing massive scorelines to big teams, so yeah, it's Liverpool dub.
Again, Norwich, I think they've been achieving quite promising results considering a team in the relegation zone. However, I believe just because Liverpool's at Anfield and Van Dijk's playing, they're unstoppable.
For me, I think Liverpool are going to take this one. Norwich have picked up a little bit of form recently, but Liverpool are too strong. They will get a goal from somewhere, and it's going to be 2 or 3-0 to Liverpool.
Yeah, I think that Liverpool are going to take this one. There's no real argument to be made. I think Liverpool are just a very strong team in general. So I think easy 3 points for Liverpool.
And what's the next game week? Fixture?
The next fixture is Southampton-Everton.
So, Arjun, who do you think is going to take this win?
Obviously, it's a close game, but I think Everton, new signings, but Southampton are also a very strong team, so I think it's just going to end up in a 1-1 or 2-2 draw. Both teams equally strong, good signings. Yeah, it's going to be a close game.
I think Everton's going to take this away just because Southampton got scummy draws against United. But Everton's new players, obviously Donny van de Beek, he's going to perform as usual, and Everton's going to take this away.
Well said.
Chris?
Okay, I think Everton will take this one. They performed very well the other day on the weekend, and they're going to take this one as well. I think Southampton have been a decent side this season, but they are starting to show a little bit of weakness. So Everton are going to take this one for me.
Yeah, I also think that Everton's going to take the game. Not too much of a fan of Southampton. I think they're a team capable of only taking scummy draws, as Adrian said. And I think more importantly, Everton with their new signings. So we have Van de Beek and Dele Alli. Obviously, Dele Alli has been on the bench so far. He has made a cameo. But I think with these two in the team, the midfield is very reinforced. And I think Everton will be a deadly team, and they are likely to take the points from this game. And moving on, the next fixture is Villa-Watford. So, Arjun, what are your thoughts on this fixture?
Obviously, Villa is going to edge the side. I'm going to say 3-1 scoreline right now. Villa has just been insane, but they can't keep a clean sheet for days. But their attack is insane, so yeah, 3-1. What do I have to say? Emi Martinez is going to make some insane saves. Jacob Ramsey is going to bag 1, and Philip Coutinho is going to bag 2 from outside the box, top corner. You know what the thing is.
So we said that Aston Villa has been performing well, but obviously they lost to Newcastle after a shocking performance from the team. But I think Aston Villa are going to win this perhaps 2-0 with Coutinho scoring both the goals. Yeah, what are your opinions, Krish?
For me, I think Aston Villa are going to take it as well. Watford have been a pretty poor side this season. And Aston Villa have shown that they can impress. But Coutinho is definitely the player to watch out for this game. It's going to be 2-0, and Coutinho is going to score.
Yeah, I think Aston Villa are also going to take the points. They've been very impressive this season, especially noted from the United Villa game. They're a very sexy link-up between Watkins and Ramsey up front, as well as Coutinho in the midfield. I think another player to look out for, I think particularly obvious player on the pitch, John McGinn. I think a class player and someone who is of great use to the team. So I think Aston Villa are likely to take the 3 points from this. I wouldn't doubt them.
Yeah, and John McGinn is also known for having a biggest bottom in world football, so I think that will really boost Aston Villa's chances. Moving on, Tristan, what is the next fixture?
The next fixture is Palace-Chelsea. What are your thoughts, Arjun?
Obviously, this is going to be a Chelsea. I'm saying a 3-0 dub right now, right then. Mendy's not going to let anything in with a solid defense of Thiago Silva and Cesar Arredobleta. And also, I think Romelu Lukaku is not a good striker, so that's why Timo Werner will score 2 off the bench. And I think from the midfield, Mason Mount's going to bag 1 top bins. You know the vibes.
Okay, so it appears that everyone's going to score in the team. But anyways, I think it's going to be a draw because Crystal Palace obviously playing such unattractive defensive football. And please come back to this episode and comment down when you realize that I'm correct and it's a 1-1 draw.
I have to disagree. I think Chelsea are going to take this one. They're a very strong team. They've just had a very large confidence boost by winning the Club World Cup just this week. And I think that they're going to win this one. It's going to be 2-1 or 3-1 to Chelsea.
I'm also in two minds. I think both Palace and Chelsea could perform. If you look at the past few seasons in this Kaka London derby, Crystal Palace actually have been able to top Chelsea at home with 2-1 victories and whatnot. So I think Crystal Palace definitely do stand a chance in this fixture. But with that being said, Chelsea are looking in the Premier League not so good, but outside of the Premier League, winning the FIFA Club World Cup,
Sorry, guys,
I think
I'm
is
just
a very
gonna search
impressive
up Subway.
achievement, and they're in good form right now. And I'd expect Chelsea to win, and I predict that Lukaku will score one goal. I think
This is
he
my
get
lunch, guys, if
his
you're wondering. It's my
big head
lunch.
on one of the crosses from the left flank. So I think Chelsea will come out on top. And moving on, we have a big fixture at Sunday, 1:30 a.m. Hong Kong time. Man City versus Tottenham. What's your thoughts, Arjun?
Well, obviously, Tottenham are in shocking form. 3 losses on the trot. First to Chelsea, then to Southampton, then to Wolves. I think that it's going to be made 10 to 4. Man City. Obviously, Tottenham beat Man City early in the season, and that's been one of their only losses this season. And I think it's going to stay that way. Tottenham are not going to do anything to them. Man City are going to edge this one out. I think 4-1. 4-1. I think Harry Kane will score a scummy goal. Something he hasn't scored done quite often. And I think Cole. I think Vincent Company will come out of retirement and score 3 headers to get the hat trick. And I think Raheem Sterling will score like one slotted into the bottom corner, make it 4-1 in aggregate over 5 legs. Yeah. Sorry, I'm just saying nonsense at the end, but yeah, 4-1.
So obviously Tottenham actually pulled off a surprising win the first game of the season for City. Well, anyways, Tottenham beat City when they played earlier this season, but obviously I think Man City get into their groove, just gonna take this win probably like 4-0, 5-0. Yep.
I think Spurs are in terrible form at the moment, and Man City, they're unstoppable. They are a brilliant side, and they're going to win this one. It might even be a smashing of 3 or 4-0, but Man City, they're on fire right now, so they're going to win for sure.
Yeah, City are going to win. I think, as everyone has mentioned, Spurs haven't been in the best form recently, and I think that it very well could be a smashing by City. I do anticipate that Spurs will get an early goal to give them some early hope, but that'll be overturned by Man City, and I feel like it's likely they'll be smashed.
Yes, sorry for that bang again. Tristan, could you please say the next fixture?
Yeah, so we have an even more juicy fixture than City to Spurs. It's Leeds United versus Man United, the United derby. What do you think, Roger?
Obviously, Leeds United are not in great form at the moment, but so are Man United. Both of them are bad form. I think it's going to be another 1-1 draw. United going to United just not good after scoring a goal. I think Cristiano Ronaldo will blank as usual. I think Sancho will hit one on his right foot, assist from Paul Pogba, the GOAT at the moment for United, other than David De Gea. And yeah, just 1-1 draw.
So obviously we smashed Leeds earlier in the season, and I think this could potentially happen again. Obviously, Leeds' previous matches, they have conceded a lot of goals. 3-0 loss to Everton, 3-3 draw to Aston Villa. And if Sancho continues his spicy form, I think a smashing could very well be possible.
For me, I think United are really underperforming at the moment. Ronaldo isn't doing anything. Maguire is making mistakes. But if United want to win this game, they definitely can't make any mistakes. I think Maguire has to be dropped. I think you need to give Fernandes the armband, and Fernandes, who is a brilliant player with amazing vision, he's going to do something against a sort of weakened Leeds side this season, and which although Leeds are a bit dangerous and could pounce at any moment, I believe United are going to win. They're going to edge it out, and it's going to be 2-1 to United.
I think so. In the past games, United have a history of smashing Leeds. I think, obviously, having watched United recently, their form hasn't been the best, but I think they're able to make this comeback against Leeds. They're able to show that they are united, and I think several changes have to be made in the squad, such as taking out Slabhead Maguire, and I actually think that we can put Fred back in the team instead of McTominay. I think this would give great solidarity to the team, and I think United are very much able to. Thank you for your input. I think United are in a very good position to win this game, so I'd expect United to come out on top. And with that being said, I'd like to bring your attention to a midweek game, Man United versus Brighton, played on the Wednesday right before, well, not right before, but before the Sunday game. So, Arjun, Adrian, and Krish, in that order, what are your obs on United's chances in this fixture, and how do you think this would influence them, their performance on Sunday? So, starting with you, Arjun.
Which game are you talking about?
This is a midweek fixture, United Brighton.
Just another draw, 1-1 or 0-0. United just shocking at the moment. Adrian?
I'm not really expecting much in this game. Obviously, Brighton, again, not conceding many goals. So, hopefully we're going to win, but I think draw is going to happen.
For this game, I think a draw is likely. It's going to be 1-1, and Brighton are going to be tired, playing only 3 days after against Burnley, which is why Burnley will take that game. And Burnley will win, but United will draw.
Haha. Okay. Yes. I think those are all the fixtures completed. Now, before we end the podcast forever, we're gonna say
No, there's still a lot.
no. We're not doing those. Sorry, mate.
True.
Okay, safe. But Wolves Leicester at least, because
Okay, just say the
that's
team.
still part
Just
of the
say the team. No reasoning. I say Leicester.
Yeah, I say Leicester as well.
I say Wolves.
I say draw.
Okay, as now we've got everyone input. Finally, before we end the podcast, we're just gonna get everyone's top four with slight reasoning, not a lot of reasoning like Adrian's been doing, and relegation zone. The three teams, also top four relegation in order from 18, 19, 20th, one first, second, third, fourth. Would Adrian like to go first? Thank you very much.
So obviously, I think City uncatchable. Liverpool, they're going to be second, trying to catch them up, but it's not going to happen. Chelsea in third, and obviously United in fourth. And relegation zone, I think, is going to be the bottom three, which is right where they are at right now. Burnley, Watford, Norwich. Game over.
I'll go second. Sorry if I've put any mishaps. So first, Man City, no stopping them. They're too high up. Liverpool are also pretty high up right now, which is why I think second. Chelsea also has a significant gap to West Ham United, which is why third. And I think Arsenal, with their games at hand, they're going to utilize that as they're against weak teams. They're going to come into fourth place. They're going to defeat Man United and West Ham by a few points at least. Also, finally going to be changing Champions League football again. I'm going to be watching games on Wednesday night. Very much. Good. And for the relegation zone, I think Newcastle will bump out of it right now because now they have an excelling team. Honestly, this one's going to be quite controversial, but I think Norwich are going to finish in 18th. I think Watford are going to finish in 19th, and I think Burnley are going to finish in 20th. Not just because I have an agenda against Burnley. That was not what you said. You said Burnley 18th, but I'm saying Burnley 20th. I just don't think there's no agenda against this. It's just Burnley not playing good football at the moment. They're not getting the wins. They had a lucky win against Brentford. I don't really think anything else is going to come out of them. They're not having that spectacle football, and I'm going too long right now. I'm very sorry. Tristan Wong, would you like to go, or Chris Lashmandas?
Yeah, sure. I'll give my input. So my top four, I think, first is Man City, then Liverpool, Chelsea, and I think fourth place could be competed for by the likes of West Ham United, Arsenal, and Spurs. So I think there's some uncertainty. So I think Man City, obviously, they're a very top team. They're in the lead right now by quite a few points. I see them maintaining this kind of form with maybe one or two off games, but Man City will win the title. I think Liverpool are second best to Man City. They're a very strong team, but this season has not been their season, and I think they're likely to finish second. I think Chelsea, they started off very strongly. Perhaps now they're not in the best form, but with so-so results every now and then, I think they'd be able to maintain third. And whereas fourth place right now, West Ham seems to be sitting in fourth place, but it's important to account for the games in hand that Arsenal and Spurs have, as well as United, who are only 1 point behind West Ham. So I think these are the top four. And for the relegation battle, I don't see it changing. I think Norwich, Watford, and Burnley, not necessarily in that order, but I think these three teams are going down. They don't have much. They have potential, but it's very unlikely they'd stay up.
Very
What
good.
about you, Chris?
As for the top four, I have to agree with the exact order that Arjun gave. First City, second Liverpool, third Chelsea, and fourth Arsenal. I think Arsenal are going to pull through. And then as for relegation, I know all of you are lacking a bit of ball knowledge. So it's going to be 20th Watford, 19th Norwich, and 18th are going to be Brentford. And 17th are going to be Burnley to just survive.
Okay, well, that's a very controversial input, but thank you for it. We're going to come back to this video at the end of the season, and then we're going to see these predictions. We're going to see, obviously, Burnley, if they get relegated or not, which could be a controversial topic to talk about. But anyway, yeah. So, yeah, like I said, yeah, we're going to come back to the end of the season, see if our predictions were closest. The closest one gets a spanking of, like, enjoyment or, like, pleasure, you know. I don't know what, but then, like, yeah. This is not, we'll find an award, okay? But anyway, yeah. Well, we just want to thank you so much for watching all 9 episodes of the podcast. Or was it 8? I've lost count of the episodes, but I think it's 9, Adrian. We lost 5, so it's 9. So 9 episodes. Obviously, it's been a journey. We've been through a lot. It's emotional. I'm getting emotional right now. It's been 18 months of constant meeting and hugging and stuff. It's all gone now. So I'd like to tell everyone. Okay, Adrian, can you give me an IB objective learning? What you've learned from this podcast before we end it? Adrian, Christian, Tristan, short, please. This episode's already been very long.
So obviously, I think we learned a lot. Presentation skills, collaborative skills, and communication skills. Yes.
Krish?
I have to agree with Adrian. I think in addition to that, we've also strengthened our argumentative structure and our argumentative skills by debating among each other.
Tristan?
Yeah, I think that what both of these two said is correct, is exactly what I want to say, and we can hopefully take on these juicy skills to university to whatever we're pursuing.
Juicy.
So,
yes. All right. Well, I also think that our presentation and communication skills has drastically improved. Also, I've been able to be very fast now. Obviously, I can speak very fast without communication with any others, so I'm very grateful for that. Anyway, yeah, I've also learned how to shush people up and prove them wrong by saying correct predictions. Anyway, thank you guys so much for the podcast. It's been an amazing journey with you guys. Obviously, people who are watching, which is a lot of people. And we will see you in our post-Ivy lives. Obviously, Tristan will become a doctor. Adrian will become a big business guru. Krish will become a big lawyer. And I will become something. Okay, thank you for listening. Hope you enjoyed. And see ya!